Let's be real. Letting go of someone you deeply care about isn't easy. Whether it's a breakup, a toxic friendship, or even a family dynamic that drains you, emotional detachment feels like ripping away a part of yourself. But here's the truth. Holding on to someone who no longer serves your growth is like clinging to a sinking ship. The longer you stay, the deeper you sink. Emotional detachment isn't about becoming cold or heartless. It's about protecting your peace, reclaiming your power, and making room for what truly aligns with your well-being. It's about learning to value yourself more than the pain of holding on. And once you master it, you'll realize that letting go doesn't mean losing. It means choosing yourself. So, if you're ready to detach, heal, and step into a version of yourself that no longer needs to beg for love, let's dive into the 5 rules that will change everything. One of the biggest traps people fall into when trying to detach emotionally is waiting for closure. You think you need that final conversation, that last apology, that moment where everything finally makes sense. But here's the harsh truth. Closure is not something you get from someone else. It's something you create within yourself. The person who hurt you may never give you the answers you want. They may never apologize, never acknowledge the pain they caused, never explain why they changed or walked away. And that's okay. Your healing cannot be dependent on someone else's actions. Closure comes when you decide to stop reopening old wounds, stop replaying what could have been, and start accepting what is. It's about choosing peace over explanation, choosing to move forward instead of waiting for a past that will never change. When you realize that closure is a choice, not a conversation, you take back your power. You stop needing validation from the person who hurt you and start finding it within yourself. This is the first step toward true emotional detachment. Detaching from someone emotionally doesn't just mean reducing contact. It means setting firm emotional boundaries that protect your inner peace. Because let's be honest, you can delete their number, unfollow them on social media, and still find yourself obsessing over them every night. Detachment isn't just about physical distance. It's about rewiring your mind to stop giving them emotional power. Boundaries are your shield. They help you break the habit of seeking validation from someone who no longer deserves access to your emotions. It starts with recognizing what triggers you. Maybe it's checking their social media, reminiscing over old texts, or constantly wondering what they're doing. Whatever it is, cut it off. If seeing them in your daily routine is unavoidable, set an internal rule. No emotional engagement. That means no reacting, no overanalyzing, no giving them space in your mind rent-free. The hardest part, enforcing those boundaries when your heart wants to break them. There will be moments when you'll crave a response, an interaction, a sign that they still care. But every time you feel that urge, remind yourself why you started detaching in the first place. Emotional boundaries aren't just about keeping them out. They're about keeping your peace in. And trust me, the more you respect your own boundaries, the easier detachment becomes. When you're emotionally attached to someone, they become the center of your world. Their actions dictate your mood. Their words determine your self-worth. And their absence feels like a hole you don't know how to fill. But here's the truth. That emptiness you feel, it's not because they're gone, it's because you've neglected yourself for too long. Detachment begins the moment you shift your focus back to yourself. Instead of asking, Do they miss me? Start asking, how can I show up for myself today? Instead of wondering, are they thinking about me? Ask, what do I need to heal and grow? Every second you spend fixated on them is energy that could be used to rebuild yourself. Pour into your own life the way you once poured into them. Reconnect with hobbies you forgot about, set new personal goals, and surround yourself with people who uplift you. Start exercising, journaling, or meditating, not because it'll make them regret losing you, but because it will make you feel whole again. The moment you redirect your energy towards self-growth, detaching becomes less about losing them and more about rediscovering you. And that, my friend, is where real healing begins. Emotional attachment often creates a dangerous cycle, one where your happiness, your sense of worth, and even your identity become tied to another person. When they give you attention, you feel high. When they pull away, you crash. In that emotional roller coaster, it's exhausting. But here's the thing. Detachment is about breaking that cycle and learning to regulate your emotions without relying on them. Ask yourself, when was the last time you felt genuinely happy without their presence, their validation, or their approval? If the answer is a struggle, that's your wake-up call. Emotional dependence convinces you that you need them to feel whole. But the truth is, the power to create happiness has always been within you. It's just been buried under the belief that they complete you. Breaking this cycle starts with self-awareness. Notice when you're craving their attention and pause, don't react. Instead, redirect that craving towards something productive. Work on a skill, hit the gym, engage in deep self-care. Train yourself to find fulfillment in things that don't revolve around them. It won't be easy at first, but the more you teach yourself to find joy and peace independently, the less power they'll have over you. Detachment isn't about becoming numb. It's about learning to self-soothe so that you're no longer at the mercy of someone else's behavior. The moment you stop depending on them for emotional stability, you reclaim control of your life. And that is true freedom. One of the hardest parts of detaching isn't letting go of the person, it's letting go of the idea of them, the version of them you created in your mind, the potential you saw, the future you imagined. But here's the truth. You're not attached to who they really are. You're attached to who you wanted them to be. And that illusion is what keeps you stuck. Think about it. How many times have you ignored red flags because you believed they could change? How often have you made excuses for their behavior because you hoped they'd be better? Emotional attachment thrives on fantasy, on the what-ifs, on the maybe someday. But detachment happens when you choose to see things as they are, not as you wish they were. This means accepting that they are no longer the person you need them to be. It means acknowledging the pain they caused instead of romanticizing the good times. It means realizing that love isn't about potential, it's about reality. The version of them that exists in your head, that's not real, but you are real. Your emotions, your healing, your growth, those are real. The moment you stop chasing the illusion and start embracing reality, detachment becomes easier. Because when you see them for who they truly are, flaws and all, you'll finally understand that letting go isn't losing, It's winning yourself back. Let's be honest. Sometimes we hold on to heartbreak because we romanticize the suffering. We replay the memories like a sad movie, convincing ourselves that what we had was once in a lifetime, that no one will ever understand us the way they did. But the truth, that pain isn't proof of love, it's proof of attachment. Emotional detachment requires you to shift your mindset about pain. Heartbreak doesn't mean you lost something valuable. It means you're clearing space for something better. The longer you romanticize the past, the more you keep yourself stuck in an illusion that no longer exists. Yes, there were good times. Yes, there were moments of happiness. But if the connection was truly right for you, it wouldn't be causing this much suffering. Think about it. Would you willingly put your hand on a burning stove just because at one point it was warm? Of course not. Yet, emotional attachment tricks us into holding on to something that hurts simply because it once felt good. It's time to stop seeing pain as a sign of love and start seeing it for what it really is, a signal that it's time to move on. Instead of feeding the nostalgia, start creating new experiences. Every time you find yourself replaying old memories, redirect your focus. Romanticize your future, not your past. Because the truth is, someone better is waiting, but they can't find you if you're still stuck on someone who was never meant to stay. Emotional attachment often leaves you feeling powerless, like you've lost control over your own emotions, like they hold all the cards, like you're just a supporting character in their story. But here's the truth. You are the main character of your life. And the moment you start seeing yourself that way, detaching becomes easier. Right now, the story you tell yourself about this person is keeping you trapped. Maybe you believe they were the only one who truly understood you. Maybe you think you'll never find someone like them again. Maybe you've convinced yourself that letting go means you failed. But none of that is real. Those are just stories. And the good news, you have the power to rewrite them. Instead of saying, I lost them, start saying, I found myself. Instead of thinking they were my happiness, start believing I create my own happiness. The way you frame your experience determines the way you feel about it. If you keep seeing yourself as the victim, you'll stay stuck. But if you start viewing this as a transformation, as a chance to rebuild, to evolve, to rise, you'll realize that detachment isn't about losing them. It's about winning yourself back. Every great story has a turning point. Let this be yours. The moment you decide that your happiness, your growth, and your peace matter more than holding on to someone who isn't meant to stay, you reclaim your power. And once you do, there's no going back. Even after setting boundaries, even after deciding to move on, there's still one battle left to fight. The one inside your own mind. Because let's be real, detachment doesn't happen overnight. Your brain has been wired to seek them out, to crave their presence, their validation, their attention. And breaking that habit, that takes effort. Think of emotional attachment like an addiction. The more you feed it, by checking their social media, rereading old messages, reminiscing about the past, the harder it is to let go. But just like any habit, it can be rewired. Every time you catch yourself thinking about them, interrupt the pattern. Get up, go for a walk, call a friend. Do something that shifts your focus. The goal isn't to suppress the thoughts, it's to train your mind to detach from them. Detachment also means stopping the what-ifs. No more wondering if they'll come back. No more imagining different endings. No more searching for hidden meanings in their words. Because every time you do, you're chaining yourself to a past that no longer serves you. Instead, bring your focus back to the present. The more you engage with the now, your goals, your passions, your healing, the less power they'll have over you. And here's the thing. The moment you stop seeking them, they lose control over you. You are not a prisoner of your emotions. You are not at the mercy of your past. You are in control. And the more you remind yourself of that, the faster detachment becomes your new reality. Detaching emotionally is a decision, a commitment to yourself that you will not keep going back to what broke you. Because the truth is, healing doesn't happen when you leave physically. It happens when you leave mentally and emotionally. And that means walking away and never looking back. No more stalking their social media. No more waiting for a text that may never come. No more seeking closure that you don't actually need. You don't need their validation. You don't need their apology. You don't need to explain yourself one last time. The moment you stop searching for answers outside of yourself is the moment you win. The hardest part of detachment is trusting that you are strong enough to move on without them. But let me remind you, you were never meant to beg for someone to care. You were never meant to lose yourself in someone else's presence. You were never meant to hold on to something that keeps you from growing. So today, choose yourself, choose your peace, choose the future that is waiting for you, the one that is so much bigger than the person you're leaving behind. Detachment isn't just about letting go. It's about becoming the version of yourself that doesn't need to hold on anymore. And when you finally do, they came to you, that's when you'll never losing that fence. They will, I'm sorry, but I haven't, you were finding you.